I love learning from the next generation of missions leaders. Just watching God raise up new generations of committed, selfless, and bold young servants thrills my soul. Do you like hanging around those people? Think about those you may know who are extraordinary in their passion, being willing to go where no one else is going, do what no one else is doing, and risk what no one else is risking for the common good and the glory of King Jesus and what he's doing around the world. 3 leaders of our Alliance for the Unreached partner Crossover Global fit this description, namely Bill Jones, Joao Mordomo, and Ken Katayama. They're all introduced to each other through the Lausanne movement. They've led Crossover Global in planning well over 2,000 churches among unreached people groups and hope to plant an astounding 4,000 more by 2024. Bill and J.O. were 32 and 19 when they co-founded Crossover Global in 1987. Ken, the new president as of last summer, was only 19 when he joined and 25 when he first became a leader with Crossover Global. In light of the COVID-19 pandemic, the guys talked about 2 key adjustments they must pay attention to as global leaders. First, this is a virtual world, and COVID-19 accelerated the digitization process and the way we all work. They have found that some global gatherings that used to be done face-to-face before will most likely be replaced with online virtual meetings and virtual team building as well. They also see a great opportunity to reorganize their global personnel from a virtual perspective instead of being geographically located. The second adjustment to pay attention to in light of COVID as leaders is that this is a fearful world. That's not necessarily new as you think about the global war of terror we've dealt with in the last 2 decades. But, as you think about making key decisions, the global pandemic brought a new type of fear to our global society. Certainly, the new standards of social distancing we're all trying to get used to, personal space, and also international travel will change the way we function. The guys believe it's vital to adapt when they consider their short-term practices, large global gatherings, and especially their mobilization efforts. You might ask, what's at the core of their multiplication strategy for churches in so many different locations? Well, they call it the Ministry Multiplication Cycle, or MMC, but they don't necessarily view it as a technique or a model. The MMC was born out of a 2-year biblical study of the 4 tactics used by Jesus and those he trained, and those that they trained as well. In their study, they discovered a huge emphasis on multiplication and mobilization as Jesus moved outsiders to new believers through evangelism, new believers to committed followers through establishing, committed followers to effective workers through equipping, and effective workers to world Christians through extending. The model works in all 34 countries they serve. From a leadership perspective, their 20 most senior leaders are from at least 12 different countries, mainly from the Middle East and Asia. And they have 5 ministry bases around the world: in Brazil, in the Caucasus, in Central Asia, and Moldova, and the United States. Hats off to their next generation leadership. I'm Mark Cordy.